Welcome to another episode of Lit for Sickle Cell, aka Ladies in the Trenches. I am your girl, Natasha Green, and the woman with the beautiful braids is
Brittany Malcolm.
Brittany Malcolm, and the woman in the beautiful yellow is
LaRetta Thomas.
LaRetta Thomas. Welcome to an episode of Ladies in the Trenches. Okay, guys. So, the last episode, we really spoke in generalities about having sickle cell, and we saw from the reaction, the comments, that we really struck a chord with warriors and especially parents of warriors and warriors that are parents. So we heard your feedback and we decided to address it because we love the people that watch. We love you and thank you for watching. This is
Thank
our
you.
second episode. This is our second episode, and we decided to address parenting with sickle cell. The only parent on our platform is Loretta Thomas. So we said the first part of the pod, we're gonna give her the floor and let her tell you what it is like to be a parent living with sickle cell. So Loretta, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
I'm good. Sickle cell is more like how you feeling right now.
Mm. I mean, a little pain, but it's doable.
A little pain, but it's doable. That means she do this. She used to it.
Used to it.
She don't even say nothing no more. She just quietly endures.
Just move on through the day.
So, Loretta, I know this is a big question. It encompasses so many different facets, but I'm gonna ask you, what is it like being pregnant and having sickle cell?
Well,
What was it
being
like for
pregnant
you?
for me, okay. Being pregnant with sickness with sickle cell, it was a little challenging. And the thing about it, me and my family just had this conversation a couple of days ago. And you really need to have that family support. You really need that family support system. I didn't have a crisis when I was pregnant with any of my kids, and I've had three pregnancies, and I've
Okay.
had two sets of girl twins, and I
Yeah.
had a single birth.
All right.
And with all that, never had a crisis. But I did have I got a lot of common colds and strep throat, those kind of illnesses.
So that lowered immune system really kicked in big time when you were
Right.
pregnant.
Exactly. Exactly. But like I said, you really need to have that family support because moving through your appointments and um, just everything you go through while you're pregnant. I never was nauseous. I never had um, morning sickness. Actually, all my
Wow.
pregnancies were really good. So it was a really blessed. I was really blessed through all of my pregnancies, and
Okay.
I had to thank God for it. But
Thank God. After. Okay, wait, let's not
after,
get to that yet. Let's not get to that yet.
no, I'm going too fast.
So,
Okay, let me slow it down.
so you're pregnant, you have sickle cell. Do you, prior to, say to the father, hey, do you have the trait? Do you have sickle cell? Do you have any of that? Is that a conversation that you had?
That's most definitely a conversation. Actually, that was a conversation before I even got pregnant. So you already
Damn.
knew I had sickle cell. Um, I didn't really ask you about your background until I got pregnant, and then we did genetic testing, and
Mm-hmm.
he didn't have any traits or anything um in his DNA. So that was a blessing. But yet, my girls and my son, they all have the trait.
Okay, so you didn't have to live in fear while you were pregnant of your
No,
children having the illness because the father didn't have. So you kind of got lucky with that.
Right.
Okay. You kind of got blessed with that.
Right.
Um, because if the father would have had a trait and you have the disease, more than likely you would, is more likely than not that you would have produced children with sickle cell.
Exactly.
Can I ask you something? Had the father had the trait, because you say you had the conversation after you were pregnant,
Hmm.
what do you think you would have done or been thinking, or you think you would have had some guilt?
Uh, you know what? I never thought of it actually. I really didn't give it a thought that if he may have had the trait, what would it look like? They may not be here because I wouldn't want any kids to have to endure what I had to endure. I wouldn't want that for my children. That's me
Break
personally.
that down for me. Break that down for me, Loretta. When you say I wouldn't want them to have to endure, when you say endure, you mean endure what you've been through with sickle cell.
Right.
Is it the pain? Is it the what particularly would you not have wanted them to endure that you've endured?
I wouldn't want them to endure the struggle of your day to day life, being
Yes.
exhausted. I wouldn't want
Yes.
them to have to deal with the pain. I wouldn't
Yes.
want them to have to deal with the ugliness of other people, you know,
Come on, Loretta.
judging you, mistreating you. I don't want none of that for my kids. So I had to, like I said, I really thank God because it truly was a blessing. It truly was a blessing, especially the fact that they tell you, when you're younger, they tell you you're not able to have kids.
Right.
That's it. You're not able to have kids. So, which I feel like they need to change that phrase. You can have kids, but and let you know what comes with that but. But you might be sick, but you might not be able to carry full term. But, anything can happen.
Okay. I like that, Loretta. So what you're saying is they need to offer you hope if you have
Yeah, I
sickle
feel
cell.
like tell the truth about everything. Don't hold back. Don't try to make it so scary. Because that's not how people. I don't live off fear. I'm never gonna live off fear.
What does that mean? You don't live off fear? Well, like as it pertains to your sickle cell, what's that mean?
I'm gonna live my life how I see fit. I'm gonna take trips. I'm gonna get on planes. You know,
Hmm.
I always pushing my body to the limits, which is probably not a good thing. But at the same time, I take care of myself. I take my folic acid. That's all I'm on. I drink water. I rest. I try to eat right. I ain't saying I'm perfect at it, and I got to stay down to a science because I don't. But I know what works for me and my body, and that's how I live my life. If I can't do it today, if I can't make it today, I'm sorry, I can't make it. If I'm feeling good and it's a good day, oh, I'm out. We out. We in the streets.
So you don't let sickle cell and the fear of it stop you from living. So how does that affect you? How does that guide you as a parent with sickle cell? If I don't let it stop me from living, is that the mantra you take as being a parent with sickle cell too?
Exactly.
Does that mean
Exactly.
even if it's cold, I'm still taking my babies outside?
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna take my blankets. I'm gonna make sure I have on the proper clothes. I'm gonna do the necessities to make sure I don't have a crisis.
So were you mindful not to push that fear onto them?
Always, always.
Was that
They
what was that
do
conversation
whatever
like?
they want to do in their life. You know, um, and even like all my kids were athletic. My son played football. That starts out in the summer, going into the winter. My daughter, she played basketball. I had another daughter plays soccer. So I always try to be the supportive parent that I could be. If I couldn't, they understood. But I'm gonna try and be there.
Okay. I know I have some guilt when I have a crisis or when I'm sick and I have to miss things. Did you um did you feel that guilt of missing your kids' activities because you had sickle cell, because you have sickle cell? Because I know there's mommy guilt that just comes with being a parent, right?
Hmm.
And then there's
Exactly.
working mommy guilt. You got to leave your kid. And so mommies already feel that guilt. But
Right.
aside from that, was there specific guilt you felt from having sickle cell and having to miss certain things?
Yes, I had guilt. I have guilt now that they're adults and I can't do certain things or be at certain events, you know. But I mean, at the end of the day, I can't do nothing about it. So I have to accept it because I can't dwell on it. If I dwell on it, it'll put me in a sad place. It'll make me stressed. It'll make me depressed. So I just have to. Hey, they actually understand. Just like yesterday, for example, my daughter had tickets with her company. She work at what's it called? The little tractor place out in Pooler.
John Deere?
JCB, thank you. She worked at JCB. And she had free tickets to the Monster Truck Show last night at the in Market Arena.
Love
And I was supposed to
monster.
go with her. And I couldn't do it. I was tired and my hip was hurting. I couldn't do it. And she said, Mom, she said, I'm not stressing on it. She's like, get your rest. It's okay. And I was like, you sure you all right? Because, sometimes they can get a little attitude, get a little mad. The girls. Because, you know how us girls is when we don't get our way. But she's like, no, I'm fine with it. You good. So it's all good. And I appreciate that. Because you could have been like, no, you said you was going to go. And now I got to take, you know what I'm saying? It could have been anything. She could have any reaction. But she didn't. And it
Okay,
was
that's
positive.
good.
Right.
Okay, but they're grown now. Let's
Right.
rewind.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go back to the little preschool play you had to miss.
Never had
And the
to miss
other
it.
the
The
other mommies are there.
the most main thing that I miss that I still think about today is um when they had their first prom. I think that was the most biggest event that I missed of theirs. And I wasn't there to get them, help get their hair done. I wasn't there to get them dressed. I wasn't there, to take pictures with their date. None of that. I was in the hospital.
Okay, so we're talking first set of twins.
Well, the first set of twins went to the prom too, and it was the baby girls. They went to junior prom.
So which one did you miss? If we're
It was
talking
all the
first
same.
set,
They all went to the same school. They all went to prom this time.
I'm sorry. So your four girls are close in age.
Yes, ma'am. They like 16 months apart.
Okay, so when one's a senior, one's a junior.
Yes, ma'am.
So you got four girls going to each prom.
Hmm.
Okay, so the first one you missed, how about that second one?
I was there for that one.
Okay, so the first time you missed that prom, where every
Hmm.
mama dreams of getting them ready, the dress on, the hair, all of that, which basically
Hmm.
consists with black girls of dropping them all to the hairdresser, picking them up, dropping them all to the nail salon, picking them up, and getting
Oh
them
yeah, all
dressed.
those are memories. All those memories I don't have. Somebody else have that with my girl.
How are you
I don't
feeling
have it.
that day? Are you trying
Oh,
to
I
get out of the
cried.
hospital
Oh,
that
I
day?
tried.
Are
I tried to
you
get out. They wouldn't let me out. I cried. I cried for days. I cried. I just cried.
take me back to that? Why are we crying? Are we feeling like we failed them? Are we what?
No, not failure, but I felt um it wasn't failure because I got y'all to that point. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all did everything. We did schoolwork, so it was time to enjoy your
Celebrate.
last, couple of years in school and your last year in school. So I just cried because, like I said, those are memories that I don't have. Somebody else have.
Yes.
Hmm.
Getting ready at the house, they took pictures and stuff.
Hmm.
It's not the same looking at it after.
It's not the same. Even looking down to this day, it's not the same. I
Do the
wasn't there
girls
to
come to
say,
the house? Okay.
huh? Did
You
they
weren't there
come?
to say what?
I wasn't there to tell them boys, you better treat my daughters right. You know, how the mothers, we gotta protect
Yeah.
our daughters.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that.
So when we say we tried to get out of the hospital, what we talking about? We tried a little negotiating, just let me out for a
Yeah,
couple of hours.
I'll come
'Cause I
exactly.
didn't.
I'll come back. I'll come back. No, your hemoglobin is too low. It's too big of a risk. We can't do that. Then I had my parents, on the phone. They trying to comfort me, but nobody was comforting me because I wanted to be there.
Okay. So we're in the hospital, we're crying, we're emotional, which is just making us feel what?
Worse,
Or worse, is making that pain worse,
worse,
is making us feel worse. Whatever
everything.
progress you made during that crisis, you done
We
took them
slipping
steps
back.
back.
Hmm.
So now we back at day one, day two crisis pain.
And I've been in there. Usually, I have like a week stay in the hospital. Mm-mm. I've been in there for 2 and some days, 2 weeks and some days.
Do the girls come by and say, "Hey, mommy, look at me"?
No, they didn't. They
Did
wasn't
you want
driving.
them to?
They wasn't driving yet. Actually, no.
You
I
didn't. You didn't want them.
no, because I didn't want them to see me feeling bad about. I didn't want to make them feel guilty. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to transfer what I was feeling onto them. I want them to be able to enjoy their day. Because prom, it's prom. You don't get too many. You don't get what you get two proms. Junior, if you go your junior year and your senior year, that's it.
Did they tell you, "Mama, it's okay," or were they like, "Why'd you miss it?" Or
Oh no, they didn't. They never tell me that. My girls, or my kids, even my son, never tell me why you weren't there. They never have. Cause you know what? Ever since they were younger and at the age where they understood about, cause I started telling them about sickle cell, especially when they started getting into that puberty, you know, y'all have the trait. Y'all need to be very careful what y'all do and who y'all do it with. Know the person
mm,
you're dating. Know their
right.
family history. You don't want a baby like me. You know, you don't want to see your child in pain because I know it's hard for my parents to see me have crisis, even now as an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that you're a mom, how do you feel about your parents having to watch you in pain? Do you understand it on a different level now?
And I do, and I tell them all the time. I thank y'all for giving me the tools that I needed. So as an adult, I was able to reach in that toolbox and pull out everything that they taught me, everything that they showed me to get me right here, 47 years old. My own family. I couldn't do that if they didn't give pour into me what I needed it. And I
What
used to
tools?
be, huh?
No, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I have an older sister, and my sister she don't even have the trade. So
Ah,
our way of living was different growing up. She got to go out of town. She got to do things I didn't. And as a
mm,
child, I was angry. I was
mm-hmm,
upset because I still wanted to do them things that she wanted to do.
mm,
But I didn't realize till now as an adult They was teaching me and training me for something different, something that's gonna keep me here a little longer in my, to be able to be here longer in life. They pulled that hope into me. They pulled that love into me. They poured that patience into me. They poured bravery into me. They poured being courageous into me. And I appreciate everything that they've done. And I appreciate everything that they still doing to keep me right here where I am today. To keep me. I can't say I'm healthy, but I can say I have good health. And that's because of my parents.
I never had the sibling in the house that could do things I couldn't do, but I had cousins around me that could
Mm-hmm.
do things I couldn't do. So I was always comparing myself to healthier cousins. So were you comparing yourself to healthier parents?
You mean to like a healthier sister?
No, parent, as a parent with
Or
sickle
as a
cell, where you're
parent?
like, well, this mom can do this and that mom's
Oh gosh, no.
good.
Oh, that set me up for failure.
I love it.
I never try to put myself in a position that's gonna make me feel any kind of way like a failure, like I'm, underachieved. Ain't none of that. Because everybody, all of us have our own plan. God give us our own plan. We all have our own destiny. And I had to realize that. You know what I'm saying? I had to realize that what life looked like for you, it's not gonna look like for me. And I can't sit here and say, "Oh, well, I can do what Jane doing," because I know I can't.
Mm.
I can only do what LaRetta can do.
How old are we? When
Hmm?
you came to that realization, how old were you?
Oh, I'm gonna say probably in my late 20s and my 30s.
That's when it comes together.
Mm-hmm.
That Jane could kiss your ass at that point. That's when it,
Hello.
that's when you
That's right.
start comparing yourself to Jane. And you start going, I'm Loretta. There's power in that.
Exactly.
So we got infants, Loretta. You got two little infants. You're not sleeping properly. You're not eating properly.
Mm-hmm.
You're not stressing, right? They tell you don't stress, don't this, basically don't live life, right? Or
Right.
you'll have a. How's your sickle cell during this time where you're being sleep deprived times two, by the way,
And that's
right?
why I'm saying that's why I said in the beginning you have to have that family support because I didn't have
Yeah.
I everything you saying I had totally opposite. I got my sleep because my dad would get up and help me in the middle of the night, so I got the rest I need. My brother-in-law, he would help me. My sister, she would help me. My mama, she would help me.
That's
We and
beautiful.
I have aunts, uncles, cousins that's older than I was. They all helped me. So I truly had a village around me, and they truly
Bam,
supported me.
bam, it's that village.
So I stayed pretty much healthy. I did have little crises out here, little pains, at home. We gonna have those. I
Mhm.
couldn't roll on the floor and play with them, because that hurt.
You couldn't.
Mm-mm. So I had people do that. They dad,
They who?
they father, he played a role.
Oh, thought you said they dead, baby. I say they who? Their dad. That's what I was gonna ask. The baby father. Where's he
Hmm.
during this time?
Well, I got pregnant at a young age.
How
Actually,
old?
both sets of my twins. My first set of twins I had when I was 20.
Oh, girl.
Yeah. The second set I was like,
Loretta, you
mm,
sound like you 14. I got pregnant at a young age.
that was
I'm like,
young.
poor teenage Loretta having to raise all those babies. You like, I was 20. I'm like, girl. All right.
20.
So you are but a mere child at 20. Is baby daddy
Yeah,
helpful?
he did. He got them all for, they spent time in his house. They spent time with me.
So you got a break.
Yes.
How helpful was that?
And when I went to the hospital, we got them because my parents was always there with me. So
So I'm going, your parents said, I'm going with my baby. You're gonna take
exactly,
care of your babies.
exactly.
Did he come rise to that challenge?
I'm assuming so. They still living.
And I'm still alive. Right.
So I guess he did a good. He did his part. He did
Were
his
his
part when it came
parents
to them.
supportive?
Oh, he had his grandma.
Okay.
Yeah, he had his
Sometimes
grandma.
that's all the parent you need. One strong parent,
Hmm.
you know?
Yep.
So
That lady
Loretta,
showed them a lot. Showed the girls a lot at a young age how to, how to cook and.
old school.
Hmm.
Loretta, do me a favor. Get in your time capsule.
Hmm.
Take me back to the hospital when you're 20 years old giving birth.
Hmm.
But I want you to always remember we want to know the sickle cell component.
Okay.
So, how did that complicate things? Once you get to that hospital, you sign in, you had them contractions, you ain't feeling so good. How does your sickle cell play into that or no?
It does. It plays a big factor
Please tell
because
me.
anything could eh, being pregnant, even healthy, can go wrong. So if you put sickle cell into that equation,
Yes,
it's
ma'am.
definitely a big risk
Yes,
for
ma'am.
you and that child. And
Children,
well, children for me, yes.
because you carry
So
twins with
and
sickle
twins,
cell.
and
You're
that's
a
another
saint.
thing. That was another thing. Having being pregnant with twins also.
It's difficult in and of itself, right?
Right.
How so?
With twins you will always have preterm, you want preterm labor.
Okay.
Uh with me having sickle cell, I went in preterm labor a lot. A lot. And every time I
And
went to the hospital, they always had to stop labor pains and um, give me medicine for pain. Because, I did have not crisis, but I still had pain, you know, like the
okay,
back
so when
pain.
you're having this pain, when you have your babies, because I haven't had kids, Brittany hasn't,
Hmm.
and this is what I think about if I'm pregnant with sickle cell. Tell me if I'm wrong, tell me how I'm wrong. All right. So I'm pregnant with sickle cell, which again, for our listeners and watchers, I've never been. So I'm pregnant with sickle cell. I get to hurting. Now I'm scared. I don't want my baby to have no morphine or no Dilaudid. I either try to push through and kind of act like I'm not having that pain. It possibly gets worse. I end up in the hospital. Now the baby's getting almost 24/7 medicine.
Hmm.
Or when I get that pain, I know what time it is. I go in and I let them address it there so that it don't get to that stage where every few hours I'm getting it. So did you have to play that game in your mind or how did you do it?
Oh no, I put all my trust and faith in my doctors because they know your situation. They know what's going to be best for you and your baby. I didn't have any knowledge. Like I said, I was young. I didn't have any knowledge about it at all. I know I see, people get pregnant. I had, people walking around pregnant, my older cousins or whatever. I didn't know what it is like until I experienced it for myself. Everybody experience is different. But so I had to really trust my doctors that they knew what was best for me and for my children. When I had pain, they gave me pain meds, but it was nothing that was going to harm them.
Or did it help you?
It did help me. They gave you fluid, just like they do even if I wasn't pregnant, how they would treat you in the hospital.
We talking IV pain meds?
You get IV pain meds, you get your fluid.
Are you feeling guilty in this moment? Like, oh, my baby's getting this too, or no?
No, I'm not feeling guilty because they're telling you it's not going to harm your baby. It's no harm to them.
What
And I
kind
had
of
to take their
medicine
word.
was that? What
I had
kind
to
of
take their
medicine?
word.
What kind of
You know,
medicine was that?
you don't get morphine and Dilaudid back then.
Mm-mm.
I had my girls in the 90s.
That was like what, Tylenol 3, Tylenol 4 kind of thing?
I can't remember, but it wasn't more. I definitely know it
Percocet.
wasn't morphine and Dilaudid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it wasn't nothing strong enough that was going to hurt them.
Mm-hmm.
Bam. So you don't have to have that guilt of
Right,
I could potentially be hurting them. That was washed away. So a
right,
sickle cell mom today, that's not her testimony.
right. You know,
Mm-mm.
the first time I ever had morphine, my younger twins, they were a senior in high school.
Mm.
That was my first time ever had morphine.
Sickle cell hasn't been that bad for you, has it been, LaRetta?
In my younger years, like in my younger years, being a small child coming up till um, your adolescence. But as an adult, it not too bad.
Mm.
Now as I'm getting older, like my 20s and my 30s, oh I was jamming. It was okay. I could deal with it. I had spouts in and out of the hospital, but now that I'm getting older, it's more frequent. It's more painful.
Mm-hmm.
It's having leg ulcers that I never experienced, that will never want to heal, being in hyperbaric chambers and all kind of things.
All right. So, LaRetta, I'm about to put you on the spot. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's time for you to answer the age-old question.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what it is,
Mm-mm. Tell it to me.
Loretta? Oh, Loretta.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, Loretta. Which is worse, having a baby or having a crisis?
Girl, listen. It's like I don't know. They both awful. To
So
me,
having
it's
a baby.
it's equivalent to one another. It's equivalent. I cannot separate the two pains. I can't. Only thing is you and being pregnant, ain't gonna last long.
It has an end
It's
date.
right. I'm gonna have to go through this for however many hours, a day maybe at the most. You know, depending on how
Yeah,
long your
so
labor and everything is. But even when I was in labor, my pain wasn't that bad
I hear
because
you.
they did they felt as my doctors felt that when I had my labor pains that it could kick a crisis.
Yep, so they were ready.
So they managed my labor pains.
Right. So they
So
kept you in control because they didn't want you to have a crisis.
right, right. So I'm gonna have to say
To
sickle cell pain is way worse than labor pain.
to the casual listener out there, to the warrior, to the casual watcher, to the warrior, to the nurse, to the doctor, to the parent of a warrior, to the spouse of a warrior. I want you to hear what this woman just said. She just said having a sickle cell crisis is worse than having twins. Pushing two babies out in
Mm,
rapid succession in a matter of minutes is not as bad as the
mm,
pain that she feels when she is in crisis. The next time the person don't look sick,
mm,
the next time the warrior don't act sick, the next time you want to say, well, you look good, well, you look fine, you going to the hospital again, you sure you going? You need to? There was a time where you was doing so good.
Mm-hmm.
And now it seems like you're not. I want y'all to hear what this woman is saying. Brittany, your video went out. I want y'all to hear what this woman just said. She has had two sets of twins
And a single birth.
and a single birth, and she is telling you that her crisis pain is more severe than
Labor.
labor and delivery.
Mhm.
I think that was really important to stop and make that note, Loretta.
Mm-hmm.
That's important for people who don't understand. Someone once told me people that don't understand really simple things do so because they don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
So, to the people that don't want to understand, now you can't hide anymore. She just
Mhm.
told you that being in crisis is worse than delivering twins twice and a single birth. What was your biggest obstacle as a mother with sickle cell, a parent with sickle cell?
My biggest obstacle. Ooh, that's a good question.
Hey, that's what I'm here for, baby.
Hmm. Let me think about that. My
Okay, your
biggest
biggest,
obstacle with having the girls and my son,
or
I'm
your
gonna have
the
to
biggest
say
challenge?
just um when I was staying by myself and
Mm,
just me and my kids,
what do you mean?
just us living alone, just me and them, and you have that pain come on, you still have to parent, you still have to cook, you still have to make sure your kids get baths, you still have to make sure they're ready for school in the morning.
What's
You
that
know,
like?
you still have to, you still have to. I couldn't say, oh, I can't feed y'all today because I'm hurting.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
I couldn't say, oh, I'm sorry I didn't do y'all laundry because I'm having a bad day. I'm hurt.
Mhm.
I still had to push myself through it. I still had to parent. I still had to be a parent.
Mhm.
Even though I might want to get on the phone and call my mom and say, I need you, come over here. I need you. I didn't.
You did it?
I didn't.
Why not?
Because at the end of the day, I wanted them now.
Mhm.
So I wanted to do it. And I always stayed around family. Even when I had my apartment, I still had my aunt in the same complex. I had two cousins in the same complex. So if it got to the point where I couldn't do it, if it got to a point where I needed to go to the hospital, if it got to the point where, hey, I need somebody, they right there for me. They're right there. It was
That
taking me to the
village,
emergency room, and my aunt would watch the kids, and then my parents or their dad would come and get their clothes, or how we worked it out.
your village,
Hmm.
your village came to save the day when you needed it the most.
When I
God's
needed the most, and I try. You don't want to wear out people who care about
there
you.
you
You don't
go.
want you don't want to always call on them too much because you don't want to burn people out.
Yeah, yeah, for when you
You don't
really
want
need them.
people to be like, dang, she calling again.
Are good? Yeah.
So I never want to put them in a position to feel like, hey, I'm not coming. I'm tired of coming. So I had to do things, and then I'm very strong mind. I'm very stubborn.
Not a
So
warrior. No, we not. I can't
very
believe that.
headstrong.
We don't have to be headstrong. We just
Right,
chilling.
right. So I just had to tell myself, look, you can do this. Look, you can get through. Look,
That
you can
self-talk,
make it. Right.
positive
Look, you can
self-talk.
get out this bed. You know. I still talk to myself now today. Look, you can get up and go to work.
Mhm.
You got rent to pay. You got bills to pay.
You better know it.
So look, you need to go grocery store because you ain't got nothing in here to eat.
That part.
So I'm still self talking to this day.
Positive self-talk. What would negative
Exactly.
self-talk have gotten you?
Nowhere. Crying,
Nowhere.
emotional, feeling sorry for
Mm,
myself.
I can't.
Hmm.
All right. So I want to turn the tables for 1 minute. We have a married warrior on the podcast who has expressed that she is actively trying to have a baby. Brittany, um,
Mhm.
does sickle cell affect that in any way?
It has in
How so?
several ways. For one,
Do tell.
same thing with LaRetta is being told that you couldn't. So in other words, I had no plans to have children until I got pregnant. Once I got married, well, right before our wedding, ended up getting pregnant and was like, I'm pregnant. I know y'all lying.
I'm
Test and
sorry,
everything. I
what? You
thought,
pregnant?
no, not now. Not yet. We're working on it, but
Oh,
we were pregnant a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago, and had a miscarriage.
sorry about that.
Yeah,
How was that?
that was hard.
How so?
One, not knowing that I was pregnant and being surprised that I could get pregnant,
Right.
and two is having the realization that I was, and then going.
Did you think you kind of had a free pass out there?
No,
Like
no,
I can't get pregnant.
no. It's more like a surprise and a shock, and then having a realization, and then having it taken away. It's like,
So
Mm.
okay,
did you have a chance to get excited about it before it was taken away? Like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. This gonna be yay.
yeah, got a little excited, started preparing, getting things
Oh,
together, and
oh.
then gone.
How
Can
many
I ask
So
you a
months?
question?
yeah,
How far were you when you
uh,
had your miscarriage?
I think
That's
we
what I
was
was saying.
almost a month.
Okay.
The one
Yeah,
thing
you had
I say out, to it's a lot of mothers who have had miscarriages and their baby 6, 7 months, and they
oh,
have to see that child and bury that child and all those
bury
other
that
things.
child.
Mm.
I don't know if I could have did that. I don't know where I would be right now if I had to do that. I can't tell you mentally where I was, because even just being a month and I still wasn't ready.
Mm.
And it being our first child, even his first child, to lose
Mm.
your first child, like, but we're still active trying and
Did
going
you
through.
go?
Hmm?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I was saying accolade going through like appointments and trying to get pregnant again. It's
Mhm.
even a little bit harder now.
Mm.
And like having like issues with fertility, and just the main thing is on my mind is what was the difference when I got pregnant just all of a sudden, and now that I'm actively trying. It's like nothing's showing up, nothing's happening. But then before I wasn't even trying, I was just having fun, and boom,
That's the
pregnant.
difference. Are you worried about it? Are you Is this like a constant worry in your mind?
No, like we just whatever. I'm at the point now to if I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Because all before I got married, there wasn't no plan to have children anyway.
Right.
So then having the opportunity to get married, and now that we made a decision and everything like that. So if we don't, the next plan is to adopt. If we have to do IVF, we looking at all of that. That may be a possibility now. I'm not exactly sure, but we just going through the motions, going through the appointments, and actually just trying to stay mentally ready for it.
Self-talk.
Yeah.
That positive self-talk Loretta was talking. I can do this.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I can do all
And
things.
really, you answered a good question for me. Was like I was worried about that, like the difference between having a crisis and giving birth. So that answered a question that I had. And even
Mm-hmm.
when I got was working on getting pregnant again, like the last time I had to go to the hospital, I was there from like 10 o'clock that night before. I didn't see a doctor. I didn't even get been back in the room until like 10, 11 o'clock the next morning. And that was one of the other concerns was like, okay, when I talked to my doctor about it, I was like, look, I'm concerned about this. If I got to sit in the ER just having sickle cell and in an active crisis and you still make me wait, what is that? I mean, like, are you going to treat me the same way when I'm pregnant?
Nope. You
No,
And
gonna
they
go
was,
right up there to
they
that
said,
floor.
yep, they
it's
said that
straight.
you go straight to labor delivery floor. They was
That's
like, no,
right.
you don't do that. And then plus they gave me a plan, just like your doctor had a plan.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor has a plan. And it was saying the same, the medicine not harm the baby. And they wouldn't give me the same medicine that I'm on now.
Right.
We even have a medicine plan and everything like that to the point to where I think it's what 30, 35 weeks. At 35 weeks, they're going to go ahead and take the baby.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like a birthing plan, what we're gonna do. They have everything already lined up, already medicines. I'm already on the shots because I take a blood thinner. So I don't take like Welfare and Coumadin anymore. I take the Lovenox shots every day.
Love or not.
E-
Yeah.
mhm. Even to the point till they said that once I do get pregnant, then I'll move from one shot a day to two shots a day. So I mean, like it's a plan in progress. It's just waiting on to say, oh, you're pregnant again. That's the main thing that we're waiting on. So,
So let me ask you a question since you say you're on
mhm,
Lovenox.
mhm.
So being on that, is that anyway do you mind me asking why you're on Lovenox?
Yeah, I had what
But
nine PEs. So I
hmm
had five blood clots and one lung and four in the other.
Oh
yeah, same
wow.
here.
Yeah.
I had clots in my left side, my left lung for the
Mm.
second time. So yeah. Usually they'll use Lovenox shots as
So
like a
yeah, during that
bridge.
time I did end up in ICU. So I had blood clots, I had syndrome, I had the flu, and I had pneumonia. So I ended up in
Hmm.
ICU. So after that has been they say for life. So blood thinners for life. So I'm
For
used to that.
sure,
Hmm.
me too. Yeah,
Other than that, I mean,
same here.
you just
So the hardest stuff we gotta go through, we already been through it.
hmm
Pushing that baby out compared to a crisis goal, that thing gonna be like a breeze, baby.
Right.
yeah.
Ride on out.
Oh,
So it's like, yeah, I feel a little better now. Like, okay,
Right.
I'm all right, cool. That's an answer I need to know.
I,
Right.
Like,
I told my mama, what can somebody do to hurt me? Not that I'm invincible, but the hardest I got going on is the hell that's inside of my own body.
Right.
uh,
I say the same thing. Ain't nobody can hurt me that my
mm-hmm,
What
body
you
isn't
gonna do?
already doing.
What you
mm-hmm,
gonna do? Like, what can you do? Who gonna check me, boo?
Right.
mm-hmm.
It's like, you know what I go through just to get out of bed in the morning?
Hello.
How much fighting I do to be like, all right,
Hmm.
Tasha, get up. All right, get up. Let's
Mm-hmm.
go. Let's go.
It be hard. It be so hard.
Mm-hmm.
You just want to lay there.
Yeah, yeah. Or your body needs it. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So thank y'all for talking about parents with sickle cell, parenting with sickle cell, and expecting parent, soon to be parent with sickle cell, because we're
Soon to
praying and
be.
believing. And Brittany gets her baby. She's gonna be
And
a
y'all gonna
gold
babysit.
mama.
I don't
I
wanna
would
hear no.
definitely
Oh,
babysit.
Got you.
y'all gonna
Got you.
babysit. I don't want to hear nothing about. Oh, I gotta go. No, ma'am. We all babysitting. Y'all gonna babysit.
I know. Tell them. I'll babysit for you, girl.
Got you. Got you. All right. So
Mm-hmm.
we want to start a new segment in here. All three of us have been in the hospital some way, shape, or form this month. So we're
Mm-hmm.
going to take to talk about that. Loretta just had a stay in the hospital. Loretta, I'm gonna ask you some questions. What positive came from that stay?
This was my worst stay.
Okay, so we're gonna skip the positive part.
Yeah, and I don't have anything positive to say. Sorry.
Hold on,
Not
hold
sorry.
on, hold on, hold on. You say one doctor, the doctor was nice.
Well, it wasn't the doctors. You rarely, my doctor was nice, but that's not who you seeing on a regular basis. You
Okay,
see them
okay,
once a day.
okay. So the doctor was nice.
Yes, the doctor was nice.
Did the food trays come on time?
Yeah.
Was it at least semi-edible?
Mm, mm-mm.
Did they change your sheets?
Oh, that's a must. Yeah.
Okay. Did the room air conditioning and stuff, did it work?
It did work.
Okay. So those are the only positives you had. I'm trying to find something, little Miss Positive Self-Talk. Okay. So we're going to move on from that because Loretta is not with it. We're going to give Loretta the floor. You got like a
Mhm.
hot minute to tell us how was your hospital stay? Nothing positive. Give us the real. Teach people what it's like to have sickle cell. Let other warriors know that they are not alone. We are them and they are us. What was the negative from your hospital stay? Go.
I'm not gonna mention the hospital that I was in. I'm
Yes,
not gonna put a
ma'am.
name on it. But what I'm
Mhm.
gonna say is, if you're from Savannah, as I talk, you will know what hospital I've been to.
Okay.
So, um, when I went to the ER, it was nobody in the
Uh-huh.
waiting room, so I pretty much went in the back, kind of quick. Um,
Right.
they put me in a room. It
Okay.
was a double occupancy room, but I was the only one in
Amen.
there at the time.
Okay.
They came in. They tried to do. I have a port.
Okay.
I got a port because I don't want to get sick 1,000 times.
Got you.
So the nurse said, "Well, some doctors don't want to use the port anymore, so they want us to, actually put IVs in the veins now."
It's not your problem. Go ahead.
So the first nurse, she came in. She sucked me twice and didn't get anything.
Of
So
course.
another nurse came in. She stuck me as well. You see, I'm looking at you. You see the vein blowing, but you're steady trying to get labs out my hand. Like I
Yes,
still have
ma'am.
a knot and a bruise on my hand from it blowing, and you just kept on doing what you was doing. And I'm like, ma'am, ain't so much I could say because I'm in pain, but you making me feel even worse with this doing what you was doing. I didn't
And be
like that at all.
mindful that while they're trying and sticking and poking, you have not gotten any fluids, you have
Nothing.
not gotten medicine,
You
and you
can't
are
get anything
still
till you
hurting.
right. You can't get anything till that IV is in. Which it would have been
So
so much easier just to put it in my port.
at what point do they do the port, if at
They
all?
didn't. They didn't do it at all. They had
I'm sorry,
another
what?
nurse. She's a traveling specialty nurse. They use that ultrasound like Doppler machine to find your veins.
Man.
So she did that.
Put one of them pink needles in there, the
She
big
started
ones.
out, yeah, no, she started out with a smaller. She started out with a smaller one.
Don't know
Then
why I
she gonna
messed.
say, I don't know why. Why don't you just go with the bigger needle, knowing the fact that I might want to need a blood transfusion or anything. Just be prepared. You never know.
That's
So
why
you
we do the
you
big
gave
one.
me right. You gave me this small. I think she said it was like a 18.
Not gonna hold up.
No,
Mm-mm.
you put that in. Then y'all in turn came back in my room when I maybe like a day or two later and put one in my arm, the inner of my arm, so I can get blood transfusions and everything. My arm swelled up so big and it was so heavy.
You infiltrated.
No, the needle it was still good, but for some reason I don't know, it just swelled up.
Was
But
it infiltrated?
the IV was still good.
Mhm.
The nurse came in. I had I'm gonna say two good nurses while I was at this hospital. I was still in the room by myself, still in the emergency room part, because they always say they full. They gotta wait to find a room upstairs for you. So I'm still downstairs in this room. I had a young lady come in. Fine. They pull the curtain. I'm fine with that. We had a bathroom. We shared a bathroom. It's fine. She went upstairs. I was like, how did she go upstairs before me?
She don't have sickle cell. She's actually sick. Not
And
you.
I'm not gonna say what was wrong with her, but what was wrong with her wasn't compared to what I was going through.
What was wrong with her, LaRetta?
I'm not gonna say what was wrong with her.
Why? You don't say her name. What was wrong with her?
I can't. I don't even know what her name was.
Was it gastro? Was it heart? What was it?
No, I think it was more like her lungs. But you weren't on oxygen. Your it was everything was your pulse ox and everything was good. So whatever was going on with her lungs, she still was breathing on her own. Yet I'm over here. I'm on oxygen. I'm on IV. Y'all telling me I need blood. Your hemoglobin. Oh God, your hemoglobin is so low. Oh God, it's so low. You know, but she going. I'm still down here. I sat down there a whole nother day 2. I'm still down there. Next thing you know, a man comes. When she went up, a man came in there.
Uh-uh.
Now I'm sharing the room with the whole grown man, and it's a man in the hallway on a gurney. So y'all got them using this bathroom, and I'm like, okay, I can't even use the bathroom. I don't even feel comfortable enough to even go to the restroom right now. The nurse I had that day, you attended more to this man, and he was a diabetic. He had a few issues, but you was on your phone the whole time, loud, and I'm not gonna sit here and say that everybody take pain differently. A lot of people can do different things in pain than other people. So I'm not gonna sit here and say, because that would be really condescending me to say, oh, I don't think he was in pain because he was on his phone. I'm not gonna say that. I'm
Hit
not
it,
gonna do that.
go.
But I'm sitting over here still. I'm on day 2, still waiting on the room. The nurse is more attentive to this man. I'm asking this lady, can I get something for pain? Oh, I'll be right with you. You left, come back. Ma'am, can I please get something for pain? Oh, yes, I'm going to get you something. I'm going to get you something. You know how long I waited for pain? Girl, I sat in that room and I cried.
How
I
long?
cried. Girl, that lady left me in there about 4 or 5 hours before I could have got anything for pain. The only reason I got something for pain is because I said I wanted to speak to the charge nurse. I called on the little thing because I was calling, on the pushing the nurse button. I need my nurse to bring me something for pain. I need my nurse paper. She ain't never called. I called the nurse in the hall and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am." I said, "Can you please get me something for pain?" He said, "Okay, I'm gonna get you something for pain." The next thing you know, I see that my nurse coming out. Oh, she attitude down. She was pissed, baby. She
Nobody
said
cares.
nothing to me. She didn't say nothing to me. She gave me the pain medicine and she went back out the door. I ain't see her no more after that.
What time was it in the day?
It was probably about 2 or 3ish, 1 or 4ish, something around in there.
All
I'm
right.
on the
So,
phone with my sister, and my daughter came up there because by this point they all pissed that I had to wait as long as I did to get something for pain. I had to go and I had to, even though I asked to speak to the charge nurse, she never came. But I feel like the charge nurse said something to her in order for her to come in my room. Because like I said, I was calling over the PA, I was calling. I was trying to catch nurses in the hallway. Nothing. That lady intentionally, and I got her name, everything. I feel like she intentionally let me sit there. You seen that I was in pain. You saw it. You saw it. And you ignored me. And I got so mad that it just made me feel, it made me feel worse. It made my pain worse because my stress level was pretty much through the roof. And I said, I'm never going back to this hospital ever again. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it. I'm not doing it.
So that's what made it so bad. Inadequate
And that's
pain
what
control.
made it horrible. But when I got upstairs to a room, they treated me so kind upstairs. But everything that happened downstairs,
Had already
I was
colored the
still
whole
right,
body.
right,
So it don't make a difference unless you don't report her.
right. You have to go through so much just to get a little help.
Okay, so you're home now. Have you reported her?
I have not unreported her yet because
She's
I'm
gonna do it to
waiting.
the
They're
next
supposed to be
person.
sending me some paperwork in the mail.
You're doing it to the next person. You
They
gotta
sending me.
report her.
I am going to report her.
Call patient relations and leave a message. Email some people, and because she's gonna do it again. She's gonna
Yeah.
do it to the next person with sickle cell. That's the
Hmm.
thing. We pissed off in the hospital. By the time we get home, we done cool down, and
Oh,
we
I ain't
never
cooled
even.
down. It's still fresh. It's still too fresh. I'm not
So what
old,
they
no
say,
baby.
don't report her. We gonna send you some paperwork.
I'm getting some paperwork. My daughter already wrote a statement out, and she did write something, but I'm going to do my own for myself because you can only speak from what from seeing me afterwards. That you know the after effect. So you didn't experience it. So I'm going to write it through my experience, how
When?
I felt.
When?
Very soon,
How soon?
probably tomorrow, because I have to go to Canada tomorrow. Ooh, see what you did? See what you did there, girl? I have to go up there. I have to go to this hospital tomorrow.
Write it today. Take it tomorrow. That makes sense to me now. You may think of it differently, but I figure since she was already going now, it's trying to help
It's
you. But okay,
already it's already written in my phone. I wrote it while I was in the hospital.
bam. Britt Bragg, what was your last experience about quickly?
But
Your
not that
last trip
long.
to the ER. How long were you in the lobby?
Not that long. It was like two people in the lobby, and I just went straight on back
All
because
right. So when you were in the back, how long were you waiting on a physician?
uh for about 2 hours. I
For
waited
the
on the
physician,
physician for 2 hours.
Either way, a doctor, baby. Either way, they make you sit. You
Yeah,
wait a
either
minute.
sit
yes.
at
Hold on.
the
Time out. You mean the ER doctor? That's who you waited for 2 hours?
Yeah.
Now me and you went to different hospitals. You went to the
Mhm.
sister hospital, and
Mhm.
you had to wait for 2 hours for the physician to come in.
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
look at here. Our time is running out. So, Brittany, you waited 2 hours, and then how did it go after that? The doctor came, did whatever. Did the doctor give you the adequate medication or run the adequate tests and all that in your mind?
He did. He did.
Mhm.
But he
Between the,
was so busy, and it was so full in the back that he really didn't have time to actually come back once the test results were done and it's make a plan of what needs to be done. So technically, then I had to wait another 3 hours for him to come back because he had a trauma patient that came in that was having a stroke at the time, and I had to wait another 3 hours before he could even discharge me. So they just
so
discharged
wait,
me, and I went home.
so wait. You wait like 10 minutes in the lobby. You wait for the doctor for 2 hours. From the time the doctor left you to the time they started your medicine, how long was that?
I'd say about an hour. And then they only gave me one thing of medicine because he was so busy he couldn't even order another one.
Oh no, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. And
The part
then
What
they gave me fluids, but when I looked at the bag it wasn't even moving. It was like at two, and I had been
wow.
sitting there that whole time. But
so they didn't really
I
help you at all.
no. But the one
So
thing I do know about when it comes to the ER for me, like I was told a long time ago by one of the nurses, and she was a very nice nurse. She told me, she said, I just want you to understand this. You have sickle cell, and a lot of us, she said, I'm not a person that looks at y'all like that. but these other nurses and other doctors, they're testing you. And I said, what you mean testing me? She said, they're testing you because she said you got some that come just for medicine, just to get high and go on about their business. So they do two things. One, they make you wait to see if you're going to actually stay to
After you
receive.
get the medicine.
No, just the
Before.
before. Then the other way is they give you medicine. Got some doctors that come and give you medicine and give you fluids and then come back and ask you how you feel.
Hmm.
When they ask you how they feel, they're waiting to see whether you just want another shot of medicine or actually is it helping you? Then on the third, because you know how sometimes the medicine like it makes you itch sometimes and you get
Hmm.
nauseated with it. They
Nausea,
have a
especially.
they have a thing that they're because you know if they give you IV
Yeah,
Benadryl,
yeah,
it gives you the same feeling as IV pain medicine. See,
It
some
really
people
yeah.
do.
just looking for that high, and they'll give you to say that oh we're giving you your medicine now, and they just give you the Benadryl,
But you
and
know
that
what?
is a way to test you to see if that's what you really came for, just for the high or just for the medicine.
Yeah,
So
because
she
So
I
told
they
me,
mean,
want,
when you get Benadryl IV, it's not gonna help with your pain, so you can still have that pain. All it's gonna do
mm-hmm,
is like make you get that sleepiness. You feel
yep,
sleepy real quick.
mm-hmm,
Cause
and that's all
they
and
give you
that's
that
their
when you get
test.
blood. That's
Yeah, that's
crazy.
their test. And I was like, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah, that's what they do. That's how they weed in between who they really want to help and who they don't." So for me, I don't go to the hospital. I do a lot of my stuff at my doctor's office. We have a system where we set up. I call them if I need fluids or whatever. I call
Hmm.
them. I go to the infusion center. They set me up an appointment. They let me know. I let them know where I'm at. They let me know if I get half a bag, a whole bag, or half in a bag, or a whole bag and a half. So we have a schedule of what we're gonna do, and then I take my
Hmm.
pain medicine before I go, so that if I need to have fluids or anything, or if I need to have uh, like Finnegan or anything in that, they can give me that, and we go from there. So I do a
but
lot of
no pain
mine out,
medicine.
but I take my own. So I take my pills before I come because like they had some doctors can give out pain medicine during that time and some of them don't. It all depends on who you go to.
Yeah, cause
Mine I can't.
my doctor do
Yeah,
when if
and
I
and
need to go
mine
to the
doesn't.
infusion center. Yeah, but
Yeah, mine
I've only
doesn't.
got pain medicine once there.
Mhm. And I just take what I need and then go get the fluids I need. And if I need to come back, then I'll come back. If I don't, if it gets worse, then they'll send me to the ER. They know I don't like the ER. So I
Right,
use it as a
Um,
stepping stone to break through and go home.
right.
all right. So when you left this last time, did you feel better?
No, I was
I
No.
out of
didn't
school for
either.
about a week.
Me
Yeah.
too. I was home a whole week. I
Mhm.
All
didn't
right.
feel better either.
Mhm.
So I went yesterday. I was nervous. I waited 3 hours in the waiting room, got in
Mm.
the back, waited another 30 minutes for the doctor. And I didn't even have no pain medicine in my purse, so you know what that means. And so I
Mhm.
had to do that waiting time. And I got to tell you, it's a new doctor. She was absolutely lovely.
It's just a
She
woman
was
doctor.
Yeah, the sweetest person in the world. The nurse was the sweetest person in the world. She got busy. She sent another nurse, the third sweetest person in the world. I felt
Mhm.
so much better, and I feel so much better now. And I hate to go to the hospital. I'm so hard on myself when I have to go to the ER. I'm already beating myself up that I got to even be there. I'm in the car, like I don't feel like this. Because being in the ER with sickle cell is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. And that
True.
ain't even the medicine. That's the personalities.
Right.
Mhm.
That's the attitude. That's the this. Um, she was a really nice doctor, really great nurse. I had about 3 doses. I went home. Now I feel better. I'm still
Mhm.
really, really sleepy, so I'm about to go. But I do feel better. So I was pleasantly surprised that she was nice, the nurse was nice, the other nurse was nice,
Hmm.
and I feel better. because I've been where y'all are. Y'all have been where I am. We done
Mhm.
had each other's stories on and on and
Mm-hmm.
on. But it was really, really positive, and I feel better, a lot better.
That's
So
good.
down in a lot of fluids today. I said I was gonna get my hair braided, but probably not because I'm about to go to sleep. And
Mm-mm.
that's the thing. The rest component for sickle cell is taxing.
Mhm.
You tax with that rest part. If you can get the rest in. But
Mhm.
yeah, it was a good experience and I'm happy about it. I'm
That's
happy that
good.
I feel better and I'm surprised that I feel better. They have a doctor there, and when he walks up to, okay, so I give sickle cell patients 2 rounds and that's it. Hi, my name is Natasha. Your name is?
Mhm.
And how are you?
Treat you like a human. Treat me
Okay,
as a
so
person.
so I
Mm-hmm.
started hurting. I started hurting such and such a day. These are
Mhm.
the factors that I think have thrown me into this crisis, so on and so forth.
Mhm. Mhm.
Don't you come up here barking at me when you first
Right.
walk. I'm not here for that. I'm a preschool teacher. I would give everything to not be here right now.
Mhm.
I'm not here by choice. I'm here by necessity.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for people like us, they wouldn't have a job.
Mm.
Because you have expressed that they kissed that man with diabetes at 6 ways from Sunday, Loretta.
Right.
Mhm.
Same with the lady with the lung.
Right.
Same with the person with the stroke. If
Mm-hmm.
you can't multitask, you don't need to be a doctor.
Right.
If you don't know that hospital is jumping, and let me tell them a liter of fluids, and then in this amount of time you can repeat. If the patient
Mhm.
needs it, then you don't need to be there.
Mhm.
Mm.
I don't care if a lady's having a baby. That's not my job, but Bubba, that's your job. It's your job to make sure I'm good too.
Mhm.
I didn't get Shorty pregnant. And I ain't get that man diabetes.
Mhm.
And he ain't give me sickle cell. So why
Mhm.
I'm waiting? And for that nurse to let you sit 4 or 5 hours is disgusting. And frankly, that is
That's
malpractice.
inhuman.
It's
Mhm.
inhumane.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
That's not a third world country. This is America.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And the difference between them listening or not, them getting to us quickly or not, that's our whole quality of life.
Mhm.
Right.
That's not the rest of the day for me. That's the rest of my week, my month. Because you could set me straight today, turn me around, and I go home. You don't want me here. I don't want to be here. We should be best friends.
Exactly.
Mhm. Mhm.
We should be best friends. We both want the same thing. For me to get the hell up out of here.
Mhm.
You chose your profession. This thing chose me.
That's exactly right.
True.
We ain't asked for this.
The
True.
person with the choice is you.
Mhm.
Get out of this profession if you can't take a disease seriously.
Or at least train them for medical
Mhm.
school. Because a lot of these doctors don't get trained on sickle cell in medical school. Because
Mhm.
it was a new doctor at my doctor's office, and this man didn't know anything about sickle cell.
Mhm.
Wow. In 2025.
Right.
Mhm.
And on that note, we're going to leave y'all with that. Just a little cliffhanger for y'all to think about for the next time we have our pod. In
Mhm.
2025, she went to her doctor's office, and there was a young doctor in there who had been in medical school and learned nothing about sickle cell.
And let us hear about
Suppose
some of y'all experiences and when your hospital visits. How your
Yeah.
city treats you.
And we will certainly include it in the next podcast.
Mhm.
That is my girl, LaRetta Thomas. Wait, bye bye, LaRetta. That's my girl, Brittany Malcolm X. Bye bye, Brittany.
Mhm.
And this is your girl, Tasha Green. We are signing off. We got the second pod in the can, ladies. Y'all did awesome. Thank you,
Like, comment, and
Loretta.
share. Like, comment, and
Like,
share.
comment, share. And how about and subscribe?
And
And
subscribe.
subscribe.
Ring that
Yeah.
bell. Ding, ding.
Ding
Mhm.
ding. That's what's important. Thank you. And like Loretta said, let us know your comments and we will be talking to you on the next pod. Love y'all, ladies.
Love you too, baby.
See y'all
All right.
later.
Bye bye. Bye,
Bye.
Warriors.